them, crypto tokens do share similarities. For example, cryptocurrency generally has a low barrier to entry. If someone has a smartphone, they can simply download an app, connect a bank account, and become a crypto investor. This helps explain why cryptocurrency has become so popular, because it is so accessible. While a lot of folks want to highlight the innovation and opportunity that crypto offers, I am laser focused on making sure that the innovation and opportunity does not come at the expense of financial ruin for those who do not have MBAs or Wall Street experience or generational wealth to invest. Data shows that low-income Black and Latino adults invest in crypto at higher rates than white adults.
Are you kidding me?
Mr. Kaplan, for years, experts have warned of bad actors in the crypto market. Do you agree that a seemingly normal crypto investment can really be nothing more than a scam?
I think that a lot of platforms utilize the advantages of the internet with the association of innovation in order to democratize scams to the general public because they were not properly regulated and did not have proper disclosure.
I am not a
Why is this separation important?
The potential for conflicts of interest when a company has both commercial and financial interests both offered to the same customers is significant. Furthermore, the systemic risk and potential contagion risk associated with an entity that has a stablecoin is significant. There's the potential implications of a stablecoin losing its peg could have knock-on effects and contagion risks that would affect the larger financial market. And it's essential that we hold those who are issuing stablecoins to the highest standards and that we properly segregate those activities from other business activities.
I am not immune.
Well, thank you. In carrying on with important provisions that the Republicans stripped from Chairwoman Waters' version of this bill, I would like to touch on the importance of diversity and financial inclusion in the crypto space, which this bill fails to even mention. This nation has a long history of building financial institutions and systems that are accessible and exciting for the wealthy and mostly white consumer, and inaccessible and exclusionary for everyone else.
Are you kidding me?
This nation continues to deal with credit inequity, lending inequity, banking inequity, and financial literacy inequity. And as clearly was pointed out by my colleague and friend from Houston legislation.
It is essential for any industry to make sure that it is able to be afforded and available to all segments of society. And as such, it's important that there is diversity and inclusion.
So can you give us an example of what you think we need to add to make sure that that happens within this legislation?
I don't have a specific example off the top of my head. I think that it is essential.
Adios, turd nuggets.
So that is, there is a mention such that the policy of diversity and inclusion is made sure to be understood and integrated into the crypto industry and the larger financial industry as a whole.
Thank you. How can crypto-based companies work to better include low-income and minority communities in the crypto space? How can they best reap the benefits of functional, well-regulated crypto industry that we are all striving for?
Adios, turd nuggets.
Again, Mr. Kaplan.
What we saw with FTX and the like was that they used the internet under the guise of innovation and a speculative new investment instrument in order to basically allow the general public and certain segments of society.
Gentlewoman's time has expired. Gentlemen, I recommend the witness continue his answer in writing.
It was clear that a joint development agreement with Shanghai, if I pronounce this right, the Wenjiang blockchain, a company that has known ties to the Chinese Communist Party, was not viable as early as December of 2008.
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
You also claimed that after that realization, you began independently developing your platform. However, in June of 2021, SEC filings, you claimed that you were still conducting development activities with these Chinese strategic partners.
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
If you realized you needed to stop working with them in 2019, why did it take you till October of November to 2021 to formally terminate the agreement?
I'd have to check the exact statement, sir, but my understanding is that the investment occurs at the end of 2018, maybe early 2019, and therefore the year time period thereafter is not in 2019, in my understanding.
Okay. As you know, an alternative trading system cannot facilitate trading for unregistered securities unless they have a valid exemption. To date, how many tokens have received these exemptions, and how many of these are major tokens?
I believe a significant number of the top 50 market cap tokens have gone the exemptive route.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I see that I'm running out of time. I'll submit the remaining
I want
questions.
to quote from an article in the Wall Street Journal last week entitled, "Crypto Communism Has a New Meaning. China Seeks to Infiltrate the U.S. Financial System, and SEC and FINRA Seem Oblivious." And in this article, it talks about Prometheum as an American company, but according to SEC filings, is a strategic partner and joint venture with Shanghai Wanshang Blockchain Incorporated and its affiliate HashKey. The former company is a spin-off of Wanshang Group, which has deep ties to the Chinese Communist
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
Party. Wanshang Group was founded in 1969, and the leader, the founder, passed recently. An official press release commented that the comrade always listened to the party and followed the party. That group is now led by that gentleman's son, Lu Wangding, and the press release is almost identical by saying that he will carry forward the practice of the deceased founder and always listen to the party and follow the party. I can tell you from being on the Chinese Select Committee, that is a chilling statement when we have an American company that's in bed with the Chinese. Mr. Kaplan, what percentage of your company is owned by a Chinese entity?
I think approximately 20%.
20% of it. How much influence do they have over your company?
They have the same rights as other shareholders.
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
How much access do they have to intellectual property?
Wang Zheng has no access to any Prometheum code or technology or system, server, or customer data.
If they're on the board of directors and have access to all your data from the standpoint of being an investor, how do you answer that question like that?
The bylaws were changed in the filing that was filed with the SEC on November 2021, and they basically limit who has access to data, including directors.
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
Okay, where is the data stored right now?
In the United States?
Okay, your headquarters is here, your data is stored. It's not stored anywhere in China.
Not at all, sir.
Okay, you had a designation as a digital asset security broker dealer, and as such, you have a lot of person identifiable information on your clients, do you not?
Correct.
Okay, does any of that information or any of the technology does the Chinese have any access to that at all at this point?
Absolutely not, sir. I want to point out Prometheum is an American-born, bred, and controlled company, and basically no foreign influence or control over Prometheum is had to any of its systems, its code, its servers, or its customers' data.
Well, I'm glad you could read that, but that doesn't impress me because I sit on a committee, and I can tell you any company that is either owned by or are involved with the Chinese Communist Party and or government is influenced by them. That's the only way they operate. And so what safeguards have you got in place to make sure they don't get anything that's in your company?
Anyone know anything about any launch codes?
Sir, we both had a CFIUS inquiry and an SEC investigation where we were required to give all communication.
So what benefit do the Chinese then involve themselves in your company? If they can't access it, if they can't access information, they can't access your technology, what's the benefit of them investing in your company?
The belief in the business idea that digital assets are securities and need to be properly regulated as such and traded on intermediaries that are properly registered under the securities laws.
Do you think that perhaps they're getting some information just by being around your business that could be helpful to them?
I do not believe so, sir.
Why did you take them on as a partner? Why can't you have an American partner instead of a Chinese partner? What's the benefit of having a Chinese partner in this business?
As anyone who's started a startup knows, when you are young and small as an entity and a large established entity seeks to have a relationship with you, you look for the opportunity. If there had been an American opportunity, we probably would have taken it.
Well, that's troubling because you see, this is exactly how the Chinese work their way into our various companies in this country. They see an opening because there's a need there for the company to grow, for money, for expertise, for technology, and they're standing there with their hands out, being willing to add that to the portfolio or give to